Hi Body Buddies, I'm Christy Joe. Today I want to talk with you about what the mind-body connection is. In our last video we talked about the microbiome and how all of these trillions of microbes are living all throughout your body, but 90% of them are located in your gut, and how this is impacting and bringing out symptoms like obesity, allergies, autoimmune conditions, depression, anxiety, arthritis, just to name a few. What I want to help you understand is the direct connection between your gut and your mind. Now there's a few things to understand here. Number one is going to be physiological. Physiological means what's actually taking place within the science of your body. So when we have a strong gut wall, then all of these things like bacteria, viruses, fungi, parasites, pathogens, they are not getting access to the blood. They're kept within the realms of all the trillions of microbes going on. They're kept in their boundaries. But what's happened is with our environment, with toxins, with our food supply, the food dyes, the chemicals, the gluten, the processed refined sugars that are just breaking everything down in our bodies, these were not designed for humans to eat. They were designed for businesses and companies to make money. This has broken down the gut wall. As the gut wall becomes more permeable, or things can get through it that are not supposed to, and give them access to the blood. Well, what is circulating all throughout your body? Yep, you guessed it, your blood. So if your blood has been dirtied, as the doctors are saying in functional naturopathic medicine, then this is a problem because that blood is circulating to your brain. Now, if you have a mental health condition, if you have dealt with any neurodegenerative condition, if you have any of these inflammatory or autoimmune conditions, I need you to listen up, because there is great news here, is that you have more control than you think. Here at Body Buddies, and as I am coaching clients, our first goal is to physiologically balance the body, which means we get the wrong stuff out, we bring the right stuff in, and we begin to nurture this environment of cleaning up the gut, which this is what's controlling all the organs, the things that are influencing your ability to lose weight and to feel great. Things like your liver, things like your pancreas, things like your adrenal glands, things like your kidneys, your thyroid. Many people that watch my stuff have hypothyroidism, and this is an epidemic that is unfortunately just being treated by doctors testing for TSH and then throwing you on levothyroxine or Synthroid. And so many women that I talk to about this, it goes so much deeper than the thyroid. So we want to get down to root causes and look at this connection between the mind and the body. So that's our physiological start. Number two, we want to start looking at psychological. Now this is where some people would say it gets into woo-woo land, and unfortunately, I don't think it's woo-woo at all. I think it's called real. So I hope you're open to this. The fact is, your thoughts create your reality. Your thoughts, I believe the spirit inside the body is a vehicle for the spirit, the self, the identity. So when you have thoughts, that's you, your identity, and it has the power to direct the intelligences or the organisms in your body on a cellular level. Does that mean it's more powerful than physiology? I don't think so. I think they can work synergistically. So that's why we balance first with what we can do on a physical level, then we bring in the psychological aspects. How often have you experienced thinking negatively, thinking, oh, something bad's gonna happen, being pessimistic about something, and then it actually happened? Or in reverse, have you ever been really positive and thought of good things, and I'm progressing and I'm doing my best, and you really felt a different energy in your life? This is very, very real. And we see the connection. That's where 90% of my coaching with my clients is invested, is in that emotional, psychological reprogramming for new neural pathways to take place. If you are repeating the same habits and you're always sad and pessimistic and looking at the worst in things and gossiping and manipulating and blaming and guilting and shaming, those are just simply neural pathways that are firing in your brain. And the good news is your brain is plastic. This has been proven in the latest research in the past decade. Your brain is plastic. It is very malleable, so you can redirect and change that. That is why the psychological aspect of this is so amazing. So as you work on changing your thoughts, and we start, it's not going to be an overnight change. It's kind of like if you have a garden and you are sending water down a trough to water everything. Like last year when I was gardening in the summer, it's winter right now filming this, so I'm sad, but soon the winter or the summer will be here. So I had all my zucchini plants and my cucumbers and then my tomatoes. So I dug some troughs because I didn't want to sit there and water everything. I just put the water in and it would just go down and flow. Well, if that was a neural pathway, for instance, that wasn't working for me, then what do I need to do? I need to start creating a new trough, right? And I need to stop feeding the water supply to the old trough. So same thing with your brain. We stop feeding the old mechanisms and we start creating the new mechanisms, the new neural pathways. Now this takes time, and it's like beat on the drum, beat on the drum, beat on the drum. And this is the power of repetition is what makes you a master of this. So your ability to redirect the intelligences in your body and reduce that stress and help your body gain that confidence that you truly are in control, and you prove your mastery over your body through your obedience, your consistency. That's leadership in its finest form, is through example. So your body can only respond when you get your mind on board, because your mind is the controller. Now, how many of you have experienced something that we call psychosomatic symptoms? Now, this is a very interesting topic and something that I really love. I rarely get to talk about it with people except on a one-on-one level as we go through the hierarchy of how we work through these things. Psychosomatic symptoms means that you experience a certain emotion or a certain thought pattern, and it actually is so powerful in your body. This is how amazing that connection is, mind-body connection, that you experience a physical symptom. This can be anything from asthma to hives to eczema to headaches to, here's a fun example. So last year I had an ad that goes viral about hypothyroidism, and all of a sudden I have so many women who are coming to me, and I'm helping and coaching and creating webinars and programs for, and I'm just responding to the need because I do have solutions. It was about 6 months later that suddenly I had something a little difficult going on in my personal life, something that was causing me to feel challenged, something that was making me question, and I was feeling a little inadequate. And the next morning, I woke up with a swollen thyroid. And you think that freaked me out when I'm dealing with a population of hypothyroidism, and I'm thinking, I've got thyroiditis, what is this leading to, what's going on? And knowing the connection to the adrenal glands, I'm going, what have I done to shoot out my adrenal glands? And I made some calls, and the pain was increasing. And I endured it for about 2 days before I started calling doctors. And I reached out to some of my referring doctors that I look to for advice, and I send people to get lab work done because I don't do that. I'm not a medical doctor. And so I outsource that, and then we come back together and look at nutrition strategy and mindset. And everybody told me, well, not the functional medicine doctors, other doctors said, yeah, it's probably something we're going to have to either, if it keeps going, we're going to have to remove it, or we're going to have to look at, it's going to shoot things out. You're going to end up with hypothyroidism. We just don't know. And I'm going, this does not make sense. First of all, I teach this. I know how to do this. And I was like, okay, I'm balanced physiologically. Psychologically, I could do some work, but is this a psychosomatic symptom? And I went to an actual book. It's called Fillings Buried Alive, Never Die. I highly recommend you read that book. And I have a little flip chart of all the different symptoms, and I'll pull this out and use this with clients sometimes and say, perhaps are you experiencing XYZ emotions right now? Tell me what's going on in your life. Nailed it. Those exact emotions for thyroid, I was experiencing. And I went through the process. There is a process, and unfortunately it's so complex in nature. I'm not going to take the time to go over it with you here, but what's important to say is there's a process of forgiving, of purifying those feelings, a power that's not our own. And it's beautiful, and it's not something that can be done once, but it's this recognition that there's so much more to us as human beings than meets the eye. This identity, this intelligence within us is powerful. So as we bring that in and recognize the connection with our emotions and our thoughts to what we're doing with our body, we synergize them, they come together, and it's this beautiful symphony instead of a cacophony. That's what I want to help you create for your body. The fact is, it doesn't matter what symptom you're experiencing. Let's start looking at what potentially is going on in the body, in the stress mechanisms, in the emotions and thoughts and things like that. What could all be contributing to this symptom that's making your life a little bit difficult right now, or maybe a lot difficult? I want you to know there's hope. I work off the science of what I know. There's no quick fixes here, but there is absolutely a path, and I would love to be your guide on your journey to feeling better, feeling vitality again, feeling hope, feeling like you have purpose in life, a reason to wake up each day. This connects everything together. And so I'm excited for you to take that journey. You truly do have the power to power your own body. One meal, one workout, one day at a time.